Hello and welcome to another Chelsea chat. And last night it was Chelsea 1, the Spuds 0. And what a one-sided affair it was, really. We came out of the blocks like they'd had their a day off cancelled, because I have always felt that Maresca's been a bit soft with them. But they had their day off cancelled this week, and it showed, because it looks like they don't want another one cancelled. They come out of the blocks, they pressed, they obviously knew what the game meant to the fans. They played as though it meant a lot to them, and it was lovely to watch. Yeah, it was only a 1-0 win against a really, really poor Tottenham side, who there must be some bad sides in that league if they're not going down, which they're not. But one of the poorest, badly organised Tottenham teams I've seen in a long while. And we go on about our discipline. That Romero at the back, how he stayed on that pitch last night. Same with Maddison, really. Maddison was aggravating last night. Lots of little things, throwing the ball away. And he got away with murder, probably just because he's James Maddison, who's got a reputation for being an all-round good guy. Yeah, it was pretty one-sided when I think of it. Nice to see Cole Palmer back. Nice to see Nicholas Jackson, who nearly scored in the first minute. Great ball forward from Trevoh Chalobah, and Jackson did what he does best. He ran onto it, and then he did what he also does best, and hit the post, didn't he? I don't know if it come off a Spurs defender, to be fair. And I also think it was handball. When I watched it back, I think Nicholas has a little bit of a hand in there, so it'd probably been ruled out by VAR anyway. And then we had that great Caicedo goal that was disallowed for the minutest of offsides. I'll be honest, I when they were checking, it was taking so long to check things last night. I went and got another beer out of the fridge, and then when I come back, it had been disallowed. So I'm guessing it was disallowed for offside, but it took them so long. It can't be clear and obvious. I mean, Ange Postecoglou afterwards was ridiculous. He acted like a football manager under real pressure, which he is, saying, "Oh well, if it takes 6 minutes, it can't be clear and obvious." Now, there's one angle of that foul on Caicedo where it's absolutely clear and obvious. And if that's not the angle, which I think it was, because you could see the screen, if that's not the angle they showed the referee, then VAR needs shooting. It was clear and it was obvious. The guy caught Caicedo, he went down, end of story. Well, that was a great finish, with a little bit of help from our goalkeeper. But in VAR, if the referee went over there and I don't know if they said, do us a favour, go over to the monitor, have a cup of tea, give yourself a cream tea. I don't know what they said to him. I don't know what he was doing over there, because it was so obvious. And Postecoglou after the game saying, "Oh, if it took 6 minutes, it couldn't have been clear and obvious, could it?" Yeah, it could, Ange. Yeah, it was so obvious, it was unbelievable. And you would have known that because you've been looking at it on your monitor. But I suppose when you're grabbing at straws because you've organised a disorganised football team, you've got to come out with something, ain't you? Especially when you've got to give an interview to some of these reporters who ask ridiculous questions. What I will say last night, though, about last night's coverage, wasn't it lovely? No Jamie Carragher and none of that stupid Lucy. Oh, it was a pleasure to watch. The way live football should be on television, in my humble opinion. So yeah, they said it was a bit ill-tempered. Not really. I'd love to know what that guy said to Trevoh Chalobah, though, because it really wound him up, didn't it? I suppose it will come out eventually, whatever he said to him. But yeah, we kept our temper better than they did, for the most part, and they just lose it, don't they? They got no organisation and very little discipline, which showed. So Rottenham stuffed again, and I'm going to go straight on to the players' scores. I will give Sanchez a 6. End of the day, VAR saved his blushes. I still wince when he leaves it so late to get rid of that ball when he's got a forward pounding down on him, and we know eventually that he's going to come a cropper doing that, but that's probably what the manager's telling him to do. Over at right back, Gusto. Now I flicked over onto YouTube at half time, and a couple of the younger, shall we say, YouTubers who follow Chelsea were giving Gusto pelters, and I don't know why. Yes, I would prefer Reece James there, a fit Reece James, but I thought Gusto done all right last night. I really did. I couldn't see what they were on about. They obviously wanted James on the pitch, but at the end of the day, there'll be a reason he's not. Because he gets injured so frequently, I suppose the doctors, the physios, everyone will be saying, "Oh, just get him back in, give him a 45 minutes here." Although to be fair, he did play in midfield, didn't he? So I don't know, but that's what they'll be doing. They'll be monitoring that hamstring of his. But I thought Gusto done all right, and he gets a 7 from me. Trevor Chalobah gets a 7.5. I thought he was immense, absolutely immense in that defence last night. Colwell gets a 7, one of his better games. Gave a stupid ball away, but I say, young lad, and the rest of the game, I thought he really, really good. He's one of his better games last night. Cucurella, you just get what he said. Never has a YouTuber been so wrong about a player than me about Mark Cucurella. He's He's immense now. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. And last night he gets an 8. He got through so much work. Absolutely incredible. In midfield, Enzo gets a 7.5. Thought he did really well last night and took his goal well. Nice header from a great ball from Cole Palmer. And next to him, my Chelsea man of the match is Caicedo. He's got to be one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment, isn't he? And he gets a 8.5. I thought he was really, really good and playing with a dead leg. So a lot of players were just wimped off, wouldn't they? Especially nowadays. Not him. He stayed on and he put a real, real shift in. Broke them down a lot. Started stuff for us. And I say it was a shame that goal was disallowed because that was a beautiful finish. No way should that have been disallowed. And in front of them, in the middle, Cole Palmer. Yeah, looking as if he's getting back to his best. An assist last night, 7.5. Out to the left, Jadon Sancho. I think he's getting a lot of stick. He had a lot of the ball last night, and yeah, sometimes he overdoes it. But I don't think he's bad. I always think to myself, when I think of Jadon Sancho, when I'm thinking, oh, you're not Willian, are you? Remember Willian, who everyone wanted to go, and he went to Fulham and was excellent for another couple of years. When people were moaning about Willian scoring 7 goals and only having 14 assists in the season, oh, how times change. But I always think, when I think of Sancho, I think, well, it could be Mudryk out there. Imagine Billy Wiz out on that wing. He never done anything, did he? Really? So yeah, well, we know why now. He literally is Billy Wiz, isn't he? Well, allegedly. And on the other wing we had Neto. Yeah, he's flattering to deceive at the moment. He's got a lot more ability than he's showing, same as probably Sancho. So Sancho and Neto, they both get a 7. And up front, Nicholas Jackson gets a 7.5. First game back, put a real shift in. Nuisance to him all night. Nice to see him back. I don't know how long it'll be before we're all sat here saying, "Whoa, we need to buy a centre forward." Probably be Sunday against Brentford. But he put a real shift in last night. The lad does do that a lot. He tries hard. He takes players with him. He's a nuisance to them. It's just his actual finishing that lets him down, which is a bit of a handicap for a centre forward. But there you go. And Maresca, he gets a 7 from me because I think this week we see a little bit of steel. We see a little bit of, by cancelling their day off, he said, no, enough. Now, his tactics on occasions leave a lot to be desired, but these players on 150, 200 grand a week, all you can do really is cancel a day off if you're really unhappy with them. Maybe he said no more Mr. Nice Guy, and they've obviously responded to it. They've responded to something. But yeah, that was it. Another victory over the Spuds. I was absolutely happy. I'd had a treated myself to a couple of beers, and then fell asleep almost straight after I'd watched Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou? Sounds like a toilet in a church, doesn't it? Postecoglou. But I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyway, I watched him. I watched Maresca. I watched Cahill. Makes me laugh. Gary Cahill. I love Gary Cahill. He sort of tries to remain impartial, but it creeps out, and I love to see that. So yeah, an enjoyable night all round. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone who's watching this is in fine fettle. And all I've got to say now is thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.